Hello, friends of the internet. This is the Alternative F1 podcast. We're back. We've got Dre. We're powered by Verge. It's all going on. We've got a lot of exciting content coming up. Before we get started, of course, let's thank the awesome people at Natural Barber Company who make our hair look awesome. But today, I'm being lazy and I wore a hat. But for you guys that are obviously listening to us on this lovely audio, either an audio or a video, because you're good people, I want you to know that you can get free shipping, next day delivery, and 25% off if you use the special code ALTSPORT25. So go to naturalbarber.com, naturalbarber.co. Got to get that right. Of course, it's free of synthetics, petrochemicals, harmful ingredients, all that good stuff. So ALTSPORT25. Now, Dre, I'm not going to rattle on any more about the hair product because I've got the pink light going on here, representing Racing Point, which is a future league to be Aston Martin. You had a interview recently with a very unique person. Give us a little lowdown. What went down?
Yeah, well, lucky enough to be able to meet Racing Point's new esports driver, Shanaka Clay, who is an amazing guy. We had a great chat. I got to find out about his preparation, all the different hours that he puts into practicing, just loads and loads of things. And it's like you don't realize how much dedication and effort these guys put into it, because it's not just about playing a game. It's like literally they put in as much effort as an F1 driver. So he even talks about his diet and what he does with that. So definitely a really good interview and really interested.
Well, this is the thing. You see the popularity of esports within the Formula One world, of course, within this crazy COVID-19 era. So, of course, it's been great to be able to speak to people of this background, of the Formula One esports world. So take a little look at this interview by the power of a time machine. This is Andre and Shanaka Clay.
Hey, it's Andre here from Sport. I'm here with the amazing Shanaka Clay from Racing Point. How are you doing, sir?
Hi, Andre. I'm doing very, very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Well, the sun's out, and we're still all homebound. So we're just obviously everyone's just trying to make the most of it, and just trying to. Well, the weekend's coming as well, and I'm getting to speak to you as well. So another new friend to add to my many friends that I so-called have. So so basically we're just going to ask you like some information about for those who are looking to get into e-racing, esports as such. Obviously they'll be looking up to you and trying to figure out how can I get where he is. So I'm going to be quizzing you and trying to get as much information from you as possible, and how was the process of you starting, so forth. So let's start from the top. So how did you actually get into esports and racing initially?
To get into esports, well, my journey, it stemmed all the way from when I was 8 years old, and that's when I initially fell in love with motorsport as a whole. I got into karting, and I had to cut a long story short, I had about eight to 10 years karting and a little bit of car experience as well in the real world. Obviously, as you go up the ranks, prices get higher, and if you're not doing well enough, or if you're not achieving enough of what you're spending, it's not really worth it. And we sort of got to a stage where I reached my potential, and we couldn't afford to go any further. So to kind of satisfy myself, because if I can't be out there on the real world, I was always enjoying racing on the Xbox, on any console of your choice. And that's what got me there. So I think back in the end of 2018, or maybe start of 2019, I was playing on the F1 game, and I realized I was semi-decent at it. And it that was quite cool. And these events came out, and I gave it a go, and I kept on progressing through the stages, and I got to the pro draft, which is where all 10 Formula One teams get to pick from the pool of drivers. I didn't get picked last year, but then I came back, worked on a few things, and Racing Point decided to give me a chance this year. So yeah, hugely grateful for them.
I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, no, not a bad journey, but yeah, it's been enjoyable. You know, not only these last couple of years, but you know, the long time before that leading to give me that experience to get here.
So walk me through the process of, getting to team up with Racing Point. That's like such a huge deal, having a Formula One team, call upon your services. What's that like?
It's still settling in. I mean, I've been part of the team for only a few weeks now, but it feels like it's yesterday I've been picked, and you know, it's an honor to have such a huge organization put their trust in, you know, 3 people that form the team. You know, 3 people out of, you know, I think it was nearly 300,000 people who entered the competition, and to be whittled down to those 3, it's, you know, it's an insane feeling, and yeah, a huge responsibility as well. So take it very seriously as well.
So you mentioned you had to like work on some things. Like, did someone get in touch with you, say, okay, well, here's the type of things you need to work on, and reapply next year?
I wish it was that easy. But the first year, you know, I did relatively well. But after the event, I knew what I needed to do. I didn't need anyone to tell me that, and no one did tell me that. So fortunately, I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I just went away, and then I waited for the next cycle of the process to come around, and I just improved in every aspect. And I think the teams noticed that. And
That's
it was
fantastic.
Racing Point who managed to snatch me up.
So what was that like? Did you get to wear the apparel and being officially part of the team? That must feel quite special.
Yeah, it is. You know, to wear their crest, yeah, it's a huge honor once again. I mean, to admire these people racing in the real life F1, and then to be a part of the same organization, to be technically a teammate to them, is just incredible to think about. And I'll never lose appreciation for the fact that I have this opportunity.
So
yeah.
So what's the process like? I mean, how often do you have to train and practice and so forth? What do you have to do to be able to get to your standard?
At this standard, you need to be putting hours and hours every day to find those minute little 1% little things that will give you that little edge. So I mean, a normal day, you know, it depends. I think different teams have different programs, but you could do easily 8 hours a day of training on the sim, and then you have to, you know, keep an eye on your physical fitness as well, because, you know, it may not be real life, but it does tire you down after that amount of time, and you need all of the energy you can if you're going to be putting those many hours in. To get to this stage, I think you can probably get away with less, definitely, but you still need hours and hours and hours on the game. You know, I think last year I put 1,000 hours into F1 2019, and that wasn't, you know, that was maybe half as much as some others put. So it's a crazy amount you have to put into these things.
So give me like some tips on, you know, for people who are, you know, at a decent level, you know, playing the sport and focus. We know many people who are, you know, sat down at the screen, you know, for many hours at the sim. So tell me, like, what type of things that you think that they need to, like, general things that they need to work on, you know, technical stuff, I would say.
I would say probably go into each track, turn all the assists off. If you run any assists, bin them off, and learn how to drive without them, because it'll make you a better driver for it, and it'll make you quicker at the end of the day. Go on the leaderboards, see where people are gaining time on you, see if you can adjust your setup to sort of try and gain that time back, or setup changes to make you more consistent. And if you can find the consistency, the pace will come in its own. And sometimes it's the other way around. But I've always found that if I can find a consistent setup, I'll then gain pace. And it's as simple as that, really. And it's just like putting in the grind, putting in the hours, and using your time efficiently. So doing a mixture of things, so like different conditions, different tire compounds, different strategies. Make sure you're accounting for each different circumstance you can be faced. And yeah, it's just making use of the time you have. Really.
So tell me what you do outside of the track to be able to, like, kind of unwind. And, you know, I know you do many hours in in front of the screen and practicing and so forth. But like, what do you do? Like, is there other like games you like to play or other things you like to do outside of racing?
Yeah, I enjoy other games. I mean, I've been a gamer since I was little. Always hooked on the Xbox when I was 10 or so years old. Playing FIFA. I play a bit of COD. Dead by Daylight, a little less lone norm, but that's quite fun with friends. And then outside of that, especially now that I'm a part of the organization, I need to keep my fitness up. And I know that may sound like a chore to some people, but once you sort of get into it, it's really satisfying to see yourself improve. And I think it's really in my nature to just try and do well at everything. And I think that's a really handy thing to have. Apart from that, maybe a little bit of driving in real life. And I do like a bit of cooking, because not only do you need to keep your body healthy in a fitness point, you need to fuel yourself properly as well.
Yeah. No, that's great advice. Honestly, I bet you're always in the top 10 lists of Call of Duty, killing off novices like me very easily.
Maybe back in the day, maybe not so much now. I don't have so much time to pub stomp anymore.
I was wondering as well, have you because obviously we're in this situation where we're not allowed to be together as much as we were before, unfortunately, but have you been able to like kind of speak to any of your teammates and possibly any of the F1 drivers?
F1 drivers less so. We have less interaction with the full team this year, just because we're trying to limit that interaction. Given normal circumstances, we'd certainly be involved. We'd be at the factory every day. But we have a house up in Silverstone where we will meet each other once a month, obviously socially responsibly, and we'll do some training and a boot camp, fitness and sim related stuff, and then we'll communicate online mainly, just to sort of because we have to be prepared for this kind of thing. These events are now moving online, whereas they were in person before. On the main stage, so it's kind of getting used to that process. But yeah, we still work as efficiently as a team, but maybe less in person than we used to.
So is it because I'm looking for some new rivalries for you now, because we'll be rooting for you this season. So what type of things can we expect from you this season? What are your targets?
My targets, I mean, the target is always to win. And coming off the exhibition series we did, the last race I won. So I want to carry on that a positive vibe and that kind of momentum into next season. I think myself and the team as a whole are certainly dark horses to do very well. We're doing plenty of work behind the scenes, and I think you should expect to see the pink cars up the front.
I'm loving that. I'm loving this. I'm loving this confident talk. Just lastly, fun question. We asked notoriously Pierre Gasly, who obviously is the winner of the Italian race over the weekend, what music he listens to before he starts any race. And he notoriously said he listens to Candy Shop, which is like the one of the most sexiest answers I've ever had. Wow. So I was wondering, for you, do you have any like kind of theme music or any type of music that gears you up before you actually go in? I know you can't listen to music during the race, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, that'd be quite distracting. No particular tunes, but I think it's like workout music, the ones that really sort of get to you and pump you up.
You've got to give me a song.
That's what I need for these kind of things.
I'll be pushing you for a song now, definitely now.
Oh God!
Pierre put it out on the line, all on the line.
Think about the most generic workout song you could possibly think of, and I'll probably listen to it at some point before a race. I can't think of a song right now, to be honest with you. But just look up a workout playlist. I'm sure you'll find my name associated with it.
We'll be looking out. Next time we speak, I'm going to be getting actual songs. I'll
give you a song name next time. Don't you worry. I'll go and have a think about what I actually listen to, which is weird because I listen to it like every day when I train, but it's not coming to right now.
No worries. Thank you so much for spending some time with us, and we're rooting for you and giving you and hoping you have the best season this season, and we'll be looking on and wearing the pink colours, supporting you on.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me as well.
No worries at all. Oh, sorry. Before we go, where can people find you on social media?
So if you go on Twitter, where I'm most active these days, you can put at Shanaka_Clay, and that will take you to my racing Twitter page, or Shanaka Clay on Instagram and Facebook. I'm a little less active on there, but I will be there. And same on YouTube. I may start uploading some of these races if you want to go have a look at how we drive. So
Brilliant.
hopefully you can pick up some tips and tricks.
Oh, thank you very much, Shanaka. I appreciate your time, honestly, and we'll be hopefully seeing you soon and in person at some point as well.
Will do. Cheers.
And there you have it, Shanaka Clay, the man himself from Racing Point, speaking to Dre a little previously. So we thought we'd pre-record this interview, drop it in here, let you guys enjoy that. Dre, what an awesome little dude.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to be able to speak to him. Made me a bit more like focused and dedicated as well. I'm vowing to be able to get myself some kit, practice as much as they do, or as much as we can, and literally just see if I can get their times that they get.
That's it. We got to line up. We got to try and get our PS5s, get the practice in, and we need to step up our game. So, mate, there's a lot to learn from. I think keep track of Shanaka and awesome stuff he's doing, and big up to Racing Point for giving us the hook up to chat to him. And that's it. That's it for a very special edition of this Alternative F1 podcast, powered as ever by Verge Magazine. We will be back. We've got some exciting things coming up. So all of you over there, internet world, stay tuned. We'll see you soon.